we're happy to welcome Professor Dr. Gonzalo Mateos, Universidad Politécnica de Madrid. His presentation, Main Factors Affecting the Nutritional Value of Soybean Meals, the Importance of Quality Control, and Country of Origin of the Soybeans.
Okay, thanks for the presentation. And we are going to present some information on the work that we have conducted in Europe in relation to soybean meals, in particular in comparison between the main three countries in which the soybean meals are produced. This is the composition of the soybean meal according to the Spanish tables of feed formulation. It's just common, so it's just what we are thinking that we have. And one thing is important, I put it there, the nitrogen-free extract. Remember one thing, that we have a problem with the evaluation of the soybean meal, that we are using the proximal analysis. Proximal analysis, or Wendy analysis, was created 160 years ago. And 160 years ago means that they didn't know as many things as we know. And most of the information provided by the Wendy analysis are favoring the soybean meal of poor quality because they are not differentiating enough from different origins. Now, another problem that we have is that not all the beans are perfect. So then when we have the full-fat soya, this I put as an example, the nutritional value of the full-fat soya, I have there the main institutions all over the world, the ones that I believe that they know what they are doing. And look at the end, this is the tables, and look at the energy content. By the way, I know this is mostly for pigs, but I'm using some information for poultry because it's easier to explain. In the case of pig, you have the fiber that is going around and create more problems. For chickens, it's very easy to see what are the difference and what are the benefits of each of the soybean meal. But look at there. You are from the WAPSA, is the original European Association. They give a value of 3.49 megacalories. But if you are from Premier Atlas, which is recently published from the UK, the biggest company in the United Kingdom, is 300 kilocalories less. I think just by looking at the soybean meal, or the soy, in this case is the full-fat soya, you will be able of doing better than that, 300 kilocalories. And I think that is important. If you send me a sample of soybean meal, because now we are going to talk primarily of soybean meal, if you send me a sample of soybean meal, I can tell you from which country is coming. But you have to give me 700 euros for the analysis that I need to conduct. But the point that I want to make here, if I am able to tell you from which country is coming the soybean meal, means that the soybean meal from the different countries are different. I will never tell it's better or worse, because if you don't know the price, you don't know what is best, okay? As a general rule, remember, I know that they are different, and one of the things that I recommend everybody is not to analyze to have, for example, in Europe, that we receive from the three major countries, and also from others, is to separate. You cannot have in the lab the composition of the soybean meal without differentiation, because then you have a lot of variability. If you separate the soybean meal from Brazil, from Argentina, and from the USA or Ukraine, it doesn't matter, you will have lower variability. So this is one important criteria that might help to reduce costs in feed formulation. Now, what is the most important to me? I have a lot of slides, but I don't care. I think the idea is to go slowly, and then you will have the information, but it's not need to run. But here is this is the slide that I like a lot. We'll see some data, but approximately for most of the variables of the soybean meal, 40% of the soybeans, 40% of the variables, the values of the variables that we analyze depends on the year of the crop. 40%. We'll see the data on that. And we cannot control what is going to be the quality of the soybeans next year. So we cannot control that, so I don't care that much, but I know that 40% will depend on the year crop. If this is the case, and we'll see the data, means that you have to have it in mind, but you cannot control it. And the second thing that is important is the area of production. And the area of production mostly will be looking at the Ecuador. And looking at the Ecuador, for the soybean meal, you have two things that are important. If you are close to the Ecuador, you have different climate conditions than in temperate areas. And that's the main difference between the US. The reason for the difference between the Brazilian and the US meal is because the area in which they are produced and what time they are cropping, the cropping. For example, in the case of Canada, because it doesn't matter, Canada or the USA, the cropping is in fall. Means that you don't have hot weather, you have some environment that is quite good, so you don't have any problem with the quality of the beans, or less problems, let's put it. Second, if you are from Brazil, you are close to the Ecuador, most of the production, not all of course, is close to the Ecuador, but the cropping, the collection is done in summertime. And in the Ecuador, in summertime, it's hot weather, raining every time, so that's the main reason. Remember that it's not the main reason, as everybody said or believe, is the crushing plant. When I say everybody, I include myself. I work for the private company, one of the biggest companies in Spain, and every time that I have a problem, I blame on Bunge, Cargill, or whichever. Until one day, I start thinking, no? You start thinking, Bunge knows what they are doing. They have been 80 years producing soybean meal and they are making money. So why they are going to do something wrong because you are Gonzalo? I mean, it's not the case, no? And then what I said, Bunge, Cargill, ADM, or whichever, they can control the process. And after 90 years, I'm not going to tell them how to do it. But they cannot control the quality of the original beans, of the raw beans. And nobody is looking at the raw beans, and we have to. This is the main point, and we'll see many data that are related to that. No? Remember, for example, the Brazilian meal are close to the Ecuador. Happen two things. One thing that nobody looks is sucrose. Sucrose content. Nobody look. And when I say nobody. Sucrose content is very well digested and is sweet in the case of piglets. And nobody look at that. But the difference that I found in sucrose content between soybean meal that I analyzed in the last 16 years more than 1,000 samples by wet chemistry. So when the weather is hot weather, sucrose content is lower. The plants are producing sucrose for their own benefit, not thinking in the pigs or thinking in the chicken. But for the sucrose content, always is lower, is higher in temperate areas. Second, the first thing, so I know just because of that the USA will have more sucrose than the Brazilian samples. Second, when you have in the Ecuador that is raining, every day rain, and sometimes the soybeans cannot be collected, when you do that, what happens? That you have fermentation. I mean, the bacteria are not stupid. When you have fungi bacteria, they are as human. They go to the easy things. And the easy thing is to eat what? The sucrose, which is the easy one. So the reason why the Brazilian has, as an average, less sucrose, approximately 1.5% less than the USA beans, is because they are in hot conditions in Ecuador and because of fermentation, the two things. I was surprised, for example, in South Africa. South Africa is a climate is not very far from the Ecuador. And there in South Africa, however, the sucrose was very, very high. And I was surprised, so I think that the lab made a mistake, so I tell them to repeat the samples. And they gave me the same results, so I had to pay twice. And then I asked the South African people, it was the company who worked for them, say, I'm sorry, but it doesn't fit what I thought. Because the South African soybean meal has a lot of sucrose. It doesn't fit with the Ecuador, with the story that I just told you. And then they told me the problem in South Africa, the soybean meals are produced at high altitude, means that it's cool. And when it's cool, you have more sucrose. As an example of the things, one thing that I like, everything that I found different, I never thought that they were different between the soybean meal. When I worked in Spain for a private company, I never thought on that. And now just doing research for the soybean meal, you notice, and I like to have an explanation for everything that I said. So after you ask me anything, I will give you an explanation. Unfortunately, not all my explanations are correct, but I don't care. If you tell me something that is better than what I thought, I will change my mind. It doesn't matter. But in life, always you have to have an explanation for everything that doesn't fit something more general. Now, remember that the crash implant, I don't think it is that important as people believe, and all the other things depend a lot on the geographical area of production. The most important harvest year, I cannot control that. That's the reason why we will never get into agreement on the quality because of that, because 40% is out of our control. And this is just the idea. If you want to see, just look at somebody asked me what is the India soybean meal quality, soybeans quality for India. I know, I go to the map, it's close, the area of production is close to the Ecuador, one in the north, and Brazilian to the south. So I know the soybeans from India will have a lot of oil, will have more neutral attenuated fiber, and will have more protein. But something has to be less. In life, you cannot have it all. So you have more, that's the case of Brazil. They have more protein, they have more neutral attenuated fiber, and they have the other thing that I said. So something has to be less. And what is less? The sucrose, the carbohydrate. They have less sucrose, less stachyose, and less raffinose. At the end, you have to add to 100. Now, this is just an example of effect of Ecuador. The oil content, you have more oil content when you are close to the Ecuador, but the oil also, they have less linoleic acid, and they have more free fatty acids and peroxides. Why they have more free fatty acids and peroxides? Because of the climate. In the Ecuador, remember, they collect the samples with hot weather, hot, humid, so there will be fermentations, and they will have destruction. Remember, the first thing that is destroyed because of poor conditions will be the oil. And the oil, to see the quality of the soybeans, is very easy looking at the oil. If you have free fatty acids, means a high level of free fatty acid means that you have problems. And then you have to look at the peroxides. And what I recommend the people is to look at that. Just to see the quality of the soybean meal, or the soybeans, for example, I tell them to analyze the acidity. It's very cheap. And the acidity is very high. I told them to look at the peroxides. And the peroxide is also cheap. If the peroxide is very high, then I know that I might have problem with the protein fraction. Third thing that I look is the sucrose, because I know that with fermentation, when there are fermentation of this, there will be the sucrose affected. And when I have low sucrose, high acidity, and high peroxides, then I tell them, okay, now let's spend money in the most important one, which is the protein. But if the acidity is correct, the sucrose is correct, and the peroxides are correct, I know the possibilities to have problem with the quality of the protein is not high. As an example of the way that I think. Another thing is important, the protein quality indicators. Protein quality indicators are much lower. The protein quality indicators values are much lower for the USA than for Brazil and India, as I mentioned before. Why? Because all these products, for example, urease activity, TRIPS inhibitor, PDI and KOH, TRIPS inhibitor are destroyed by heat. So in the case of Brazil, what happened? When the Brazil, in the condition, remember, close to the Ecuador, is raining, what happened with the cropping? Sometimes they cannot go to crop, to collect the soybeans because it has been raining and the equipment cannot go to the field. Means that you will have more sprouting. You will have, because at the end the beans, there will be more sprouting, they will have less sucrose, and they will have lower solubility. So always, for example, And what happened then? What I had to do, the soybeans, once I collected, in the case of Brazil, sometimes the moisture content is 20%. Not always, but most of the time will not be 11%, below 11%. And then what they had to do? They had to dry. So remember, in the case of Brazil, not all the Brazilian soybeans, but in many occasions, they had to heat it. Means, and after they had to go to the crushing plant, though there are 2 treatments. You have 2 treatments, that's the reason why the Brazilian mills are always lower KOH and PDI as an average than the American or the Canadian, doesn't matter, American, the USA or Canadian. There are always an explanation for all these things. Let's go, this is the case, this is a picture I think is from Canada, but in Argentina they use that. This is not corn, this is soybeans. They are perfect when it's perfectly done, but they do not dry that. So if the year in Brazil has been rainy, the soybean meals there, they will be 13–14%, and then there are just deers or there are just horses that will break that, and then you will have more problems. That's the reason, and this is the case of Brazil, where they dry. Many times in Brazil they have 20%, not always 20%, I am exaggerating, but I can tell you, you cannot find 10% moisture in Brazil in almost any case. And this is what they had to dry. This is eucalyptus that they heat it with eucalyptus. But after, they had to go to the crushing plant and they are heated again. Lower solubility, lower KOH, lower TC inhibitor, and lower PDI. And remember, this is not good or bad, it's just what happened. And this is then, look at what happened. This is the tracks going with the soybeans. So if somebody wants to improve the quality of the soybean meal from Brazil, what they had to do? Improve the roads, change the weather. So it's not a problem that the Brazilian speak Portuguese and the Argentinian Spanish and the US English. It's just a problem, and you cannot change that. This is the main point and the main advantage that, in my opinion, you have in the USA. It's the weather. It's not because you are better that you might. I don't say. I don't say. But it's just the weather. You cannot. I mean, it's benefiting you a lot. Now, this is what happened in the track. This is what picked up in one of the tracks that you saw before. So just remember, transport and storage will never improve anything. It will be equally, it's perfect or worse most of the cases. And here, this is when we go to the university. Look at, this is raw soybeans. This is official data for the USA and companies that are specialized on that in the case of Brazil. Argentina, they are starting to work, so don't look at this data because they are not significant. But we are talking about the whole year. These are thousands of tracks for the whole year. And look at what happened. The Brazilian, as I said, they have more crude protein. Why? Because it's close to the Ecuador. They have ether extra more. Why? Because it's close to the Ecuador. They have that, I didn't put the nitrogen fiber, but against what many people tell you, say, no, if the soybean meal has a lot of fiber, they will have less protein. It's not correct. The Brazilian has more fiber and they have more protein. So this is correct when you talk about a country, but not when you are picking up soybean meal from different places. This is not correct, okay? And then you have damaged beans, that's the important thing. This is official, remember, this is all the vessels for export. This is not the average of the country. It's the average of the export vessels from the USA or Brazil. And look at damaged beans. In the USA, it's 1.2%, in Brazil, 6%. If somebody offered you a truck with 100% of damaged beans, are you willing to pay for that? You will never buy that. But it's only 5%, you close your eyes, it's cheaper, perfect. So this is the kind of things that is, to me, is important. The quality of the original beans and the conditions surrounding all these things, the transport, the production, the drying, etc. Heat damage and the splits. That's what, for example, you see the damage, the splits. The Brazilian has less splits than the USA. Why? Because that's theoretically it's not good, right? Why? remember, I gave an explanation, but I don't mean that I'm correct. I'm thinking, but most of you will know more than me on that, no? If the USA has less moisture, they will have less moisture, more splits. That's all. But doesn't mean that the splits are destroyed. It's just because they break because just of the process. Now, this is destination port. This is my data. I pick up, you see there, 60 vessels in the last 3 years of soybeans. This is raw soybeans arriving to Europe. And I analyze, what I did is to tell the students, separate the good from the bad ones. And the student always asks, and what are the good ones and the bad ones? And I say, we have to be simple. I don't like to complicate my life. Every time that I complicate my life, I have problems. So I don't want more complication. So I told the student, the ones that you like are good ones. And the ones that you don't like are not good. And they do perfectly. The black ones, where it goes? To the bad ones. The ones that have a hole, the bad one. The greenies. So everything, they go in the right direction. Of course, I help them, but at the end, they separate. And remember, what I'm interested is to see the percentage of damaged beans according to the students and the percentage of good beans, because then I have the percentage, so I can calculate. I don't have any problem anywhere. And look at what happened. The Brazilian, at the arrival to the Spanish or European ports, 12 versus 6%. Again, as I said, and look at there, the acidity, you have this is the opposite. The Brazilian, okay, I will pass that because it was the opposite. Here is what I did. High quality for all the samples. I just put together the Brazilians and the US. Just damage are the average of the two, of the USA and Brazil. And look at the moisture. Damaged bean has less moisture. Crude protein, look at. Damaged bean has more crude protein. Do you think about that? Is correct or I made a mistake too here? It's correct. The problem is that we are, because of the people that went 160 years ago, they were so good that they decided to tell us that protein is nitrogen times 625. And still, because it's easy, we like it, and we say, okay, we'll continue. No, this is that the damaged bean has more nitrogen, no more protein. So be careful, because that's the key issue. If you continue, we are using a method 160 years ago, we are happy, so this is our problem. There is nothing that we can do just to tell you that we are doing wrong. Remember, when we calculate crude protein, nitrogen 625, it's totally wrong. First, nitrogen is not necessary. For example, DNA or urea has a lot of nitrogen, but doesn't have any protein. Melamine, which is the one that happened in China, they have a lot of nitrogen, but it is not protein. And 625 is totally wrong. There is no vegetable protein with 625. All of them are lower. So we are using, very happy, everybody's happy, protein calculated with two things that are totally wrong. So we shouldn't continue talking, no? We know already that we are doing everything wrong, no? But look at now, trypsin inhibitor activity. Look at the damage event. So you have more protein, and what the people does, and what I did, because it's very good to tell what the people know. I did that. If I have more protein, nitrogen times 625, more, what I did immediately in my matrix, increase the lysine, or all the amino acids, because you have more protein, and increase the energy, because you have more protein, you have more energy. And what should I do? Exactly the opposite. When you have that, is nitrogen, is not nitrogen, because the protein is decreased. What you have to do is the opposite. Reduce the energy and reduce the digestibility of the amino acids. Exactly the opposite. And look at that. KOH, the damage. Why the damage has less KOH? Because they have been processed twice. One for drying during cropping, and second, when they go to the crushing plant. Acidity. This is correct there. Look at the damaged bean has more acidity, and more peroxide index. These values, when you have, instead of what you expected, 2, you have 6 or 5, then you have to look at the quality of the protein, because probably it will be damaging. How to look at the quality of the protein? Probably the best thing will be to look at the relation, because I like simple things. Okay? Of course, you complicate your life, sometimes you solve problems, but it's just the look at the relation between lysine and the crude protein estimated as nitrogen times 625. That's my recommendation on that. Look at the soybean meal. Let me pass this. This is the Argentina. This is the meta-analysis that is published in Poultry Science. Argentina, Brazilian, USA, and India, from everything that was published for the last 10 years, 2020 to 2020. Look at what happened. The USA has, Brazilian has more protein. We mentioned that already. They have ether ester. Look at, more or less, everybody has the same ether ester. Why? Everything is different except that. We'll see that data with more details. For ether extract, always is the same, because you know that if you get a lot of oil, as do happen in India, you are destroying the protein, because in order to get more oil, you have to apply more pressure, more temperature, and pressure will increase the temperature too. So that's the reason why the India has 1.1, but the quality of the protein is much worse. Just because, and if somebody gives you 4% oil, do you buy that? If somebody gives you 4% oil in the oil, why all the other things are correct? Because they will have to close. So this soybean that they are giving you with 4% oil is a mistake. So if they have a mistake, why they are not to have more mistake? So never buy soybean meals with 4% oil or with 1% oil. As an example, because you will have many chances to be wrong when you do that. Let's go. This is one thing that still is not published. Yeah, okay. We will just still is not published, but we'll finish with this example. We analyze always in the same lab, from the last 16 years. The same lab, samples of Argentina, Brazil, and USA that I use for many trials or just to control, for control. Look at what happened. The Brazilian has more moisture, we know. Why? Because if they have a lot of moisture, they don't want to spend more money. In the case of the USA, usually you have less, most of the time, less than 12%. No? So look at crude protein. Brazilian has more. Ether extract, the only thing that is not significant, we explain why, because everybody wants to have exactly good protein, which means not to try to extract more ether extract than you need, and all of them the same. Sucrose, the US much better. Why? Because it's in temperate weather. They are not raining, they are not fermentation. Estaquios and raffinose is the same than sucrose. For the bacteria, they don't distinguish between sucrose and estaquios. Crude fiber or nitrogen fiber, Brazilian has more. So Brazilian has more except sucrose and estaquios and raffinose. And this is the historical data for the amino acid profile. Why the USA has more, the profile better? Remember, they have lower protein, but better profile. Why? Because when it's high temperature, what happens with high temperature and moisture? You have to heat to dry. And if you dry, the amino acids that is destroyed are lysine, cysteine, and the ones that are thermolabile. So that's why it's important to look at the lysine, but you have more. However, look at valine. Valine, they don't have more. I mean, they don't have similar, not significant, because valine is quite resistant to heat. So if you want to see the effects of heating on protein, don't look at the valine or the isoleucine. You have to look at the sensitive one, will be lysine or cysteine if you want. No? And look at the protein quality, KOH, why the USA is better. The book says that it has to be between 75 and 82, 85 or whichever. But the reason is because the Brazilian has to be heated twice.
Very good. Thank you, Gonzalo.